Okay, what's going on, LBHT crew? Hendo, Yolanda, Country Boi. What is going on, everybody?
It's good, man.
Hey, look, we got a new face here. Listen. Y'all seen Hendo on here plenty of times. Y'all seen Yolanda, okay? But you're like, who is Country Boi? Who is Country Boi? Okay, listen. He's a good friend of our brother OTR Mike. Okay, he's a friend of the show. He's a big supporter of us on Ring Kings podcast, man. We really appreciate you coming through on those midnight 1 o'clock streams.
I'll be up anyway. I'll be up.
He is the host of One Mic History, the best Black history podcast out there. Okay, I enjoy your videos. I mean, you put a lot of stuff out there. You talk about things that I didn't even think about, like why do Black people love Hennessy?
Yeah. It's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? What's the history behind us eating sweet potato pie and things like that? But the way you break it down, I was like, look, I have to get you on, you know. And so B usually does our Black history fact, but there's no better replacement than you, you know.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Yes, and bonus, you're also a Carolina Panthers fan.
Yeah. I got it. You can't see it, but I got Cam up here. It reminds me of the good days.
Yes. So let me give a quick shout out to the chat. Bazel is here first. Yeah, he's reclaiming his title as first. Bazel loves always first. Okay. He hates it when somebody comes in here and beats him. All right. You back. Osmond, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Coach, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Malik B, appreciate you. MJ, what's going on? Cousin Davon says, welcome, Country Boi. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, look who's here. We got Nitro from the Wonderkin Show. Salute. Appreciate you coming through. Noah in the house. Salute.
What's up, Noah?
Okay. All right. Yeah, they coming in here. Yes. Hashtag LBHT crew. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Look, the Ravens are back off of the bye. We're going to discuss. All right. We are the number 3 seed?
Yeah.
The number 3 seed.
2.
Oh, that's right.
Miami.
Because
Kansas City lost.
Kansas City lost. The Jaguars lost.
Kansas City lost. Jackson.
All right, look, we're gonna discuss it. We're gonna discuss it. All right, we have the opportunity to go back to number 1. I'm gonna tell you why I don't want that to happen. That's right. I want to stay right there at number 2. We'll discuss that. All right. We're going to discuss the Panthers too. The Panthers had a tough loss, but they showed some fight. All right. I'm gonna discuss why it's important that they gotta keep fighting. They may not be in the playoffs, but they have to keep fighting. We'll talk about all that. And this week on the court of public opinion, we bring the trial. LeBron James. All right. But you guys know we like to start the show with a Black history fact. And because B's not here, and we have our special guest, Country Boi. Please do the honors.
Thank you so much. So, man, I kind of racked my brain about this a little bit about what I was going to talk about, and what I always thought was interesting is that Martin Luther King's name, that's not his government. That's not the name he was born with. He was born Michael, as was his father. His father was a pastor for Ezekiel Baptist Church in Atlanta, and he took a trip to Germany where he met the birthplace of Martin Luther, the Protestant leader. And he was so captivated by his story that he decided to change his name and his son's name to Martin Luther. Yeah, rest is history.
Oh, okay. Hey, I appreciate that. I knew that wasn't his name. I couldn't remember why he changed it.
Yeah. And they didn't change it on his birth certificate. I think he was grown by the time he officially changed it. But he went by Martin Luther after that point. He wasn't a little kid. I think he was like maybe 7 or 8 when they changed it.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I've heard some other fun facts about Martin Luther King too, man. Like I heard he used to pack that heat on him too.
He did. He used to pack that heat. He applied for a handgun permit, and he was denied. Right, but they had a handgun in the house, and Bayard Rustin, and if you guys, there's a movie about him. I think it's on Netflix called Rustin. If you haven't watched it. He's amazing. He's an amazing person, and they are wrestling who is really into that non-violent lifestyle. Like this was early Martin. This was early Martin. So Martin had turned around a weapon, wanted protection. They urged him to get protection. And Rustin came in and was like, you can't preach nonviolence while also carrying a weapon for your own self-defense. You have to pick a lane. So he convinced him to stop carrying any weapon. God got you. And then you could argue that he might have needed it. He might have needed it.
He probably did. He probably did.
He probably did. It's crazy out
here. That's crazy. Okay. Hey, one more thing, man, because you did a video on this. Why do black people love sweet potato pie?
Wow, it's crazy. So the interesting thing about sweet potato pie is it's directly tied to Thanksgiving, and black people already were enslaved. Black people very early on, they were a yam-based society, so they made a dish. It wasn't really a pie; it was kind of pie related, right? But what happened is that the push for Thanksgiving was coming from the North, and this was leading up to the Civil War, and the North had decided that they were going to just stop. I mean, the South decided they were just going to stop listening to anything the North had to say. And the lady who was pushing for Thanksgiving was from the North, and they had associated the North and pumpkin pie together.
Okay.
So what ended up happening is Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie got thrown out, and they were like, "Yo, we don't want to eat. We don't want your Northern pie. We don't want Thanksgiving. We want none of it." So what ended up happening is that when they eventually adopted Thanksgiving, they started eating sweet potato pie that enslaved people had already been eating for years as a substitute for pumpkin pie. And if you ever had pumpkin pie, you realize it's like an unsweetened, like it's like sweet potato pie, but like worse in every way.
Facts.
Okay, dump that pumpkin pie, get you some sweet potato pie.
Yeah,
okay?
for real. You know what you're missing. It's delicious.
Exactly. Yes, Nitro. B is in Japan, as Davon had let you know. Okay, but B, he has a very interesting trivia question for you guys at the end. Look, you're not going to get it without Googling it, unless you're just you know. But even when you Google it, you're not going to believe it. But that is the answer. All right.
Okay.
When he told me, I said no way. But it's a very fun trivia question. That's going to be towards the end of the show. All right. So you guys stick around. All right. Look, we are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. We are back on Twitch. Okay. We had a little ban. We weren't banned per se, but they wouldn't let us live stream here and Twitch at the same time. So we told Twitch to kick rocks for a little bit. But now they got rid of that rule. So we're back on Twitch. All right. So for the two people over there, we're back.
That's a lot of people for Twitch.
I found that out. Yes. I'm very happy about that. All right. Our guest is here. He is a Panthers fan. All right. He's subbing in for B. Okay. We're going to start with some Panthers. Okay. Now, first, Country Boi, I want to get your thoughts on Frank Reich being fired. We discussed it on the show, but I want to get your thoughts as a Panthers fan on the firing of Frank Reich in his first year.
Can I curse? Is that okay?
Yeah. Hey, live your life. Live your life. Be you.
He was fucking ass. He was awful. So awful. This is why I was very happy, and I knew it was coming, and I don't know when it was going to happen, but he was 100% getting fired. Like the playbook that we were using, they designed themselves. They knew who they were going to pick in Bryce Young, and then you have a playbook that doesn't work around Bryce. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. That's not like, if you look at the Ravens have designed their playbook specifically for Lamar, and for you to have a playbook that doesn't play to Bryce's skills is insanity. It's absolute insanity. Now, granted, I know the weapons aren't great, but if you look at this past game, we started running downhill. Bryce was on the center more. We started like really trying to power run, and honestly, we probably should have ran more. But No, he told us, he was like, hey, we're never going to be a power running team. And then the first week you're gone, we turned into a power running team. And Chuba Hubbard is the only running back with 200-yard rushing games against Tampa Bay this season. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So he absolutely deserved to be fired. And honestly, I hate the media for even insinuating that he didn't deserve it. Because if you spent 2 seconds watching the Panthers, you were like, yo, what is this? They don't run. They don't do any pre-snap motion. They just line up and put a hat on the hat. And if you know we ain't got no talent, what are we doing? You have to scheme these guys open. If you watch Stroud, and I know there's a whole big thing with Panther fans and they want to jump out the window because they didn't pick Stroud or whatever. But if you watch Stroud,
he'd look just like this.
He'd look just like this because I've never in my life seen a guy with more wide open wide receivers. They complain about Bryce and they're like, hey, this is not NFL open. Our wide receivers aren't even NFL open. They're not open. But there's no upside. There's no upside here. This is a reset. You go into the offseason, you start over. And without Frank in the building. And I'm sure he's a nice guy, but not here.
You know, it's funny. You say those wide receivers aren't open. You ever watched the QB school, JT O'Sullivan?
Oh, he hates Thielen. He
hates Adam Thielen, man. Like, you want to get that man cursing? He don't curse that much, but you want to get him cursing? Put on some Adam Thielen tape, and he'll drop all kinds of F-bombs because he's just like, yo, he's lazy.
Yeah, and he's slow. And he's slow.
And he's slow. And he's slow. And that's your best wide receiver.
Yes. And in retrospect, in this point in his career, he's a slot guy. He should be a slot guy. Like if they would have let me fix it, I would draft the best wide receiver available at 33. I would give T. Higgins whatever he wants, the whole bag, like whatever you want. You want to hit 25 million? We'll put a truck up, and I'll let Thielen be number 3. Let Thielen go in number 3, and we run it back like that.
I think that would be a major improvement. I honestly thought you guys would make some aggressive move during the before the trade deadline because they were talking about it. Yeah,
we tried to get Adams and Higgins, and I don't understand why they were so tight to Higgins, and considering he's almost certainly going to walk. He's almost certainly going to walk.
I know why they did it because this is before Joe Burrow got hurt, and they're trying to make one more run. Had he gotten hurt beforehand, they'd have shipped him off. But I think they thought they had a chance, and I get it. You got Joe Burrow, healthy. You got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I get it.
Boyd. So they don't even use Boyd.
They don't even use Boyd. I think he's a free agent too.
Yeah. They're gonna probably pay Boyd. They need Boyd. Like somebody got to run shotgun with Chase. It just can't be T because T's obviously a number 1, and you're using him like he's a number 2.
I think they let both of them go because when you hit. Because the Ravens do the same thing. When you constantly hit on a position, you feel like I don't need to pay that position. I can replace them. And it's true until it's not true. The Denver Broncos did the same thing with Mike Shanahan. He had like 5 different 1,000-yard rushers from Terrell Davis back to back, right? And he's just like I don't need to pay a running back. No. He went from Terrell to Lance Gary, Clinton Portis, and you know what I'm saying? Like all those guys. But then after a while,
Mike Anderson.
After a while, it wasn't true. So I think Cincinnati
he made Terrell Davis a Hall of Famer of 4 seasons.
Yes. Yeah. So I feel like Cincinnati might feel like they kind of have that run as well. Okay, how do you feel about this game coming up? Oh, before I go into that, because Yolanda, I know you're not a Panthers fan, but Frank Reich, how you feel about his firing? If you want to give any thoughts on that, or Hendo, either one of you.
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Absolutely.
I mean, he showed in Indy he couldn't coach. I don't know why they gave him all that power. They gave him an all-star coaching staff. And to the point that we've made before, he didn't tailor his playbook around Bryce Young. He put his system in and was like, y'all work with this.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't working. And you would have thought that he'd have learned that last year. So now he's just going to sit at home and get paid by two different teams and collect his money because I don't think he's getting another head coaching job.
And to that point, the Coast fans told us as much. Coast fans was like, the minute he left, we were so much better. We were so much better for it. Everything opened up. And they were warning. They were like, yo, Frank ain't it. But I didn't listen because I was like, yo, he brought in Deuce. He brought in McCowan.
That's what I said.
I was like, oh, okay. No.
And one of them should have been coaching.
They brought back my man Dog Capers.
Yeah, it brought Tom. Exactly. Yo, Caldwell is in the building. He didn't even talk. He ain't talked to Bryce until Frank got fired. He would just sit in the background. He chilling. If you ever watched The Wire, I know I can hear it in your voice. You watch The Wire, but you remember when homie was willing away?
I don't know how to take that.
Making houses and doll houses.
Yeah,
that was Caldwell. Caldwell was just sitting there making doll houses.
Oh yeah.
Gave boys opportunity.
Talking about Lester.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeman.
All right. Now, I mean, Yolanda, like I said, this, you know, if you don't have any comments, that's fine. This.
No, I'm all for it. Anything that can help Bryce Young, because I'm rooting for him, and so it's been a rough start for him. You know,
Absolutely.
Coming from college to the pros now, and I'm sure this is very tough for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all for it. Something new, something that can help him boost his confidence again and reassure him that he is still a great quarterback. And it's not just solely because, you know, he didn't know what he was doing or he couldn't handle the pressures of the NFL.
Right.
Hey,
absolutely.
Shout out to Coach Evans for a $10 donation. Salute says supporting the crew. Let's get the tips going. Yes. Appreciate it. Thank you. In fact, you just remind me. I need to check over here, make sure. Yeah. So, you know, we do super chats a little differently over here. All right. In fact, let me pull it up here because this is what B usually takes care of. All right, bam. I know you guys were wondering, like, man, where's the super chat? This is how we do super chat. Okay, $ LBHT Show. That is the Cash App. Also, that pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Stream Elements page. All right, don't be afraid to click that link. It's safe. All right, both ways will get you. You can leave your donation, you can leave your comment, and like you saw on the screen right there, Microphone Man will give you a salute. Okay, look, there it is right there. All right, this is what we do when people give us a donation. Boom, salute. All right, oh, he didn't show up. Now he don't want to do it. Now he's playing. Now he's playing cute.
game. Listen, I just want to say shout out to my daughter Jasmine, who just showed up in the chat right now. Safe travel. She is in Africa.
Hey.
Oh.
Hi,
I'm going to go to Ghana and reclaim my crown.
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
Jasmine in Africa, B's in Japan.
Right. And we stuck here.
And I got to go to work.
Facts.
I got a work story. I got to say that for the overtime show. Should I say it in the overtime show? I might say it for the overtime show.
Say it for the show.
Join the Patreon. Come into the overtime show and hear about this story.
Yes, there's B right there. What's going on, B? Salute.
Whoa.
Hope you're good.
So there's a couple of questions in here for you, Country Boy. Noah had a question. He says, Country Boy, how do you feel about Ben Johnson as a possible replacement?
He's probably my number one. He's number one. Like, here's the problem, though. Because we fired Deuce, I'm almost 100% sure Deuce is shitting on us in every way possible. Yeah, I know he is. It was like somebody within the organization is telling him all about what was happening, what was going on. I think this is the Atlantic article or what. I was like, I know it's Deuce. They got a history together. Like, I'm already prepared because it's so early in the game, and he's going to have everybody knocking at his door for him to tell us to kick rocks. But I think the selling point of this, as opposed to other jobs, because he's gonna have a stick, is Bryce. And you get a chance to work with Bryce, and you get to see what he can do. Because I think he's much closer to the guy he was in Alabama than the guy. Like, we see flashes of it, and his ability to process, but up front was so weak, and our wide receivers were so ass that you only see short. Like, I'll just run. You only see short flashes. And honestly, Bryce has been having to be perfect for us not to be horrendous. And that's just not. That's a lot to put. That's a lot to put on a rookie. So you bring somebody like Ben, like, hey, scheme these guys open and make it work. Make this work. Make Bryce look good.
Yeah, I think yes, you have to make sure whoever you get, it's crystal clear they're there to coach Bryce, because most coaches, when they come in there, they want to bring their own guy in, you know, and they don't really give, you know, the guy that's there a chance. And you have to make it clear, like, this is a job. The job is Bryce Young is your quarterback, and you better understand that. You better make sure that you have a game plan for him to make sure he's successful. It's not going to be one of those things where he doesn't fit my system and it's not working out. We're going to get rid of him.
I think according to the it's been so many articles lately, but one of the articles basically saying they wanted to bench Bryce after week 5 and decide whether or not they were going to work on Bryce or win ball games with Andy Dalton. They decided they would just wanted to see a progression in Bryce, for him to get better from week to week. And while we haven't seen that, I think next year is like, hey, I just need to see you get better from week to week. And knowing some of our issues, I expect to see that. I got my fingers crossed. I'm rooting for him. But like when I went into the draft, when we drafted him, he was the guy I worried about the least. I was like, Bryce will be fine. Bryce will be fine. He'll get it because he has those intangibles. Yeah, he's little, but there's a lot of guys little. Tua was little, Drew Brees was little. He'll be fine. It's just got to make it make sense for him, and he has a lot of people in his ear right now.
Yeah. So how you feel about this game on Sunday? You think this is a winnable game for y'all?
I said that every week. This is how I know I'm a sad fan, because every week I think we can win. Like especially after we beat the Texans, I was like, we're gonna run the table. We're gonna win every single game. We're gonna win every single week. And even last week, like I felt our defense has been keeping us in games, and I love Evero, and I don't know what we need to do to keep him here. If you need to back up a truck, I don't know if he wants to be a head coach here, and I know he thinks his stuff is dysfunctional, but especially a brother, I want him to be back because he's a very good defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. So all I need from my offense is for my offense not to be horrible, and this can be a competitive team in a horrendous NFC South. Yeah, like you're not asking for this team. I don't have to be the Eagles. Right. I just got to be better than Ritter and Derek Carr and Baker Mayfield. Like these guys are horrible. We can do this.
No, I agree. Osmond says, "What is the Panthers O-line like?" The answer can't be what O-line. Wow! But that is the answer.
Their O-line is MC light, paper thin.
Our tackles are okay. Like okay. Icky was being misused a bit, and they were using a lot more zone blocking, needing more athletic players, and that wasn't our interior. We lost our guards. Bozeman is a road grader. He's a guy I want to punch you in the mouth. Let me run downhill and punch guys in the mouth, and that's Icky, and that's most of this team. So when you bring Frank in and he's wanting to do zone blocking and we try to get cute, and it wasn't working. This is why we were so successful this past weekend running the ball. It's because you played to the strengths of the offensive line. All of that said, you're going to have to get more stout in the middle because a quarterback that's as short as Bryce needs to have. This is how they use fix Tua. This is how they help Breeze, is they shored up the interior of that line to give him someplace to go, someplace to step up into, because right now our guards are horrendous. Like our guards, 2 weeks this season, we had one of the starting guards cut during the next week. Yes. Like I don't know what you're doing, but that can't happen. It can't happen.
Yeah. All right, we got another donation from Anonymous. Appreciate it. Says, appreciate the stream. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I put the link to Country Boi's channel. Okay, One Mic History. That is the only place you need to go to look for your Black History fact, other than here, of course. Okay, on Wednesdays. But you put in a lot of work.
I'm trying to get my plaque, man. I'm close.
You're close. Yes.
Yeah.
He's almost at 100,000.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to do a celebration stream.
I am. I don't usually get on live, but I have to thank the people for that.
What's going on, Engraven? Thanks for coming through. Another person we gotta get to 100,000 subscribers. You need to get your plaque as well. It says, NFC South is definitely up for grabs. Yeah, that's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. Okay, all right. I think the Panthers will win. Okay, Jeremy in the chat made a good point. Said if Jameis is starting, definitely. But he says if Derek Carr, he's not so sure. But Derek, I'm not big on Derek Carr, man. I used to think he was first. I was down on him, then I was high on him, and now I'm down on him again. I just don't think I don't think he's got it.
I've watched him, and he's so underwhelming. Like in my head, especially when he was Raider, I thought he was I thought he was a better quarterback than this. I remember the Raider years; they had a couple seasons, especially when he first got with Adams. I was like, okay, maybe you're not horrible. You got the Raiders. I'm like, I don't like nothing nothing about it. And honestly, Jameis can surprise you. He can surprise you. He can throw 4 or 5 touchdowns as quickly as he can throw 5 interceptions.
He can. That's
Not no more. Not no more. Not no more.
I think had he not gotten hurt his first year there, he could have held down that starting job. He was doing really well starting out, and then he got hurt.
Right.
And that's where he lost it.
What's
going on, Mikey?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, brother?
Yes. Salute. Mike would join us, but I think he just finished coaching. He took on a coaching job with OTR Brandon. So, that's taking up a lot of their time. But thanks for coming through the chat, Mikey. All right. Yolanda and Hendo.
Yes, sir.
Who do you guys pick for this game?
Okay, I'm gonna give you 4 words. Derek Carr, Dennis Allen. It's a wrap. Carolina. Because even last week, like they mounted a late comeback last week. I thought they were going to win that game. Especially with the coaching change. I think this gives them a better opportunity to win. So I'm going to take Carolina to win this game.
Okay. All right. Yolanda?
I don't even like to say it, but I don't think the Panthers are ready. Not to say that the Saints are much competition. So I just think with the change in leadership a week ago, you've got to allow for some type of growing pains, perhaps. And I'm going to make allowances for that. And for that reason alone. And that's not to say I'm not, blind to the fact that a lot of teams, when they make changes to their coaching staff mid-season, they come out the next week with a win. So there's, consider that as well. But there's a lot that the Panthers need to work on, I think. So I'm going to take, and especially if they're playing in New Orleans, I'm going to take the Saints. If they're playing in New Orleans, I'm going to take the Saints.
Okay. All right. A very educated prediction. All right. When we do our picks later on, we'll do score predictions for. We always pick. We do the Panthers segment and a Ravens segment, and we pick who we think is going to win the game. But then when we do our overall NFL picks and the teams come up again, we give a score for those 2 teams. All right. So we'll do that later. What's going on, Killer trying to speak some Spanish to us. He's basically saying he hopes Bryce wins. Okay, I appreciate it.
I do too. I'd love to see it for him.
Okay, all right. We're gonna go over to some Ravens talk. Let me click this over. The Ravens versus Rams. All right. Before we start, 68 people in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. All right, we got goals too over here. All right, we trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. All right, by the end of the football season. Originally, it was, we had a little joke saying we want the 2,000 mark before Matt Canada gets fired. Matt Canada has been fired. Okay? We thought he had more time. That was our bad. So we're just gonna say by the end of the football season. What's going on, Zeke Hokage? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you coming through. All right. He says y'all definitely get that by then. Yeah. Oh, appreciate it. I hope so. We're close. Yeah. We're close. All right. So we're coming off the bye, Hendo. Do you feel like we're well rested and healed up and ready to take on the Rams?
Yes, I feel like this bye week has done us wonders. Everybody except for Rashad Bateman. Somehow he got hurt during the bye. He got hurt on his day off. I don't know what happened, but outside of that, I think the team is ready to go. One thing that I am thinking about, and I don't think that the Rams are going to be trouble, but if you think about the season up until now, right now Matt Stafford might be the best quarterback we faced all season long because we faced CJ Stroud in his first game. Joe Burrow was hurt. Deshaun Watson, Jared Goff and all them, they didn't have their best games. And in the last 4 games, I think Matt Stafford has 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Yeah. And he has a QBR. I mean, he has a rating over 90 for each of the last 4 games. So right this week in Puka Nacua, boy, it's a problem. So it might not be as easy as a game as we think, but I do think it's going to be a win. We never do things easy. We can never go into a game and blow them out. And we just sit back in the fourth quarter like, yes, we get up, we let them come back, and we start sweating at the end of the day. Like, I hate this team. No, we won. Yeah, I knew it. So yeah.
Well, look, Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. He doesn't win, but he's a good quarterback. Geno is a good quarterback. I think he probably played his worst game. I mean, he looked damn good against the Cowboys the other night. Yeah. I'll say that. Stafford is still good. I've never been that high on Stafford though. But
I don't like him.
But Kyron Williams is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They're running back. Puka Nacua. Yeah. And look, they got everybody there, and Aaron Donald's still good. And that's what I worry about that on that side of the ball. How are we going to scheme up something to protect them, because our O-line hasn't done a great job protecting Lamar. I don't know, man. Like the defense, the way our defense is played, I want to say I have faith in them to where even if we have a bad game, we'll come out to win, and we are favored to win. But these are the games. Look, Country Boy, I don't know if how well you know the Ravens, but we have a pattern here. Okay, we have a pattern. The teams that are the top teams, and especially if we're not favored to win, we'll win those games, no problem.
Yeah,
we'll win those games. The teams that we're supposed to just blow out and have no struggles with, we lose to them. Yeah. And if you look at our losses, we lost to the Colts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We lost to the Browns, the Steelers, the Browns. Yeah. And these are all bad teams, man. I mean, the Colts they're competitive. They're competitive, but we should have won that game. Definitely the Steelers. The Steelers game, we had like 9 drops in that game. We just looked like we didn't show up. All right. The Browns game, we were up, and it's just like, all right, man, we don't need to come out in the fourth quarter, and they didn't come out in the fourth quarter. Like we even struggled against the Cardinals a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we do. Okay. We struggled against the Chargers. And the Chargers have a lot of talent. I get it. They don't win a lot, but they have a lot of talent. They have a good quarterback, and we just decided not to score any points, but the defense held it down. So, yeah, I think we're going to beat the Rams, but I don't feel good about it. I feel like it's going to be an ugly game, especially coming off a bye. The Ravens cannot take breaks. They are that worker. They're the guy at work that once you get them working, you can't let them take no smoke break. You know what I'm saying? You say, yeah, okay, it's a hard 30-minute lunch break. I'm gonna be clocking you. You gotta be on him, because you give him a little room to breathe, he gonna run with it. Right. Okay, that's the Ravens. Yolanda, what are you?
I agree with you, Jose. My concern is this offensive line protecting Lamar, and as we've seen over the last week, quarterback after quarterback going down, and that is a huge concern for me. Will this O-line, as makeshift as it is, be able to protect Lamar, and specifically the left side? So if Ronnie Stanley is not, if he's not playing, and we've talked about this before, is he the Ronnie Stanley of old? No. But does he absolutely need to come out there and show up? He certainly does. And so I'm hoping that there will be an improvement in terms of allowing Lamar to have time and most importantly, to protect him. That I don't want to see Lamar in any way against Aaron Donald. So that gives me a little concern.
Yeah. I see Nitro. He says it's easy work. It should be easy work, and I won't be surprised if they go out there and beat them down. Also, won't surprise me if they look ugly. Also, won't surprise me if they just lose. Okay, this is the John Harbaugh effect, man. John Harbaugh gets a lot of credit, but he never has this team ready week in and week out. If his back is against the wall, yeah, absolutely. But if If he feels comfortable, then the team gets comfortable.
You know what was easy work? What was easy work was when we played the Colts. And me and Jasmine sitting there in the stadium, and we just got a safety with 1 minute and 53 seconds left on the clock. And we was like, all right, I'm out. And as we're walking away from the stadium, we see people going back to the stadium like, what are y'all doing? They're like, it's 2 minutes left on the clock. I'm like, how? And that wasn't easy work. So you would throw it with the safety and us up, the game would have been over. So nothing, like you said, nothing's never really easy work. But I think the team is going to be focused. I hope the team is going to be focused after the bye week because we do have a really good record after the bye week. Like I think Nitro asked that. I can't remember the exact record, but we do have a good record after the bye. It's just offensively, can we keep up? Just as long as we don't turn the ball over. Shout out, Chef. As long as we don't turn the ball over and give up points.
Yes. Appreciate you, Chef, for the $5 donation. Says Jose, this is Chef. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Appreciate that. Look, if you guys make donations on Cash App because B is here, I know you guys don't know all the inner workings over here. Okay, it looks like it's just automatically done. Okay, we do a little magic over here. B usually handles the Cash App donations, and our Stream Elements bot will handle the Stream Elements donations. Those are a little bit more automatic, but it doesn't matter. You send your Cash App, it will get read one way or another. This is why we use this instead of Super Chat. This is our version of Super Chat because the Super Chats go up, and if it gets busy and we miss it, it's gone. It's gone. You send that Cash App, you send that Stream Elements, we can pull it up anytime. All right, anytime. We actually done that before because Cash App actually was sending our notifications late. So the next show we just played all the donations. So appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, how are we looking on injuries? What's the injury report looking like, Hendo?
Just Bateman.
But he was out with an illness. He was according to Harbaugh, and you can take it with a grain of salt, take it, as loosely as you will. He was out today with an illness. So Harbaugh said he expects him or hopes that he'll be back tomorrow. But otherwise, I think everyone else was there today.
Now, this happens every week because Lamar Jackson, I mean, he's the champion of clickbait, right? Like if you need an article, you need something clicked on, you put Lamar Jackson in that title. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're guilty of that too. We put a lot of Lamar Jackson. We put his pictures up on our thumbnails because people click on it, right? There's a guy out there that's been floating around. I didn't even watch what he said, but he was talking a little greasy about Lamar and the same old trope that they say for black quarterbacks. One read, not sustainable, all that nonsense, right? But I didn't want to focus on that one because that's the easy one, right? Because every time we bring up, hey, that's just a trope for black quarterbacks. There's always one or two people that get in our comments like, oh, why's it gotta be about race? Because it's about race. We didn't make the comment, they made it, right? But I want to show you that it's not just Lamar Jackson because we say it all the time. This is every black quarterback gets this treatment, no matter how good they play. I'm gonna pull this up right here. Okay, this is from David Carr. David Carr says Eagles should have a serious conversation on Marcus Mariota being QB1. Clearly, Jalen isn't comfortable reading a defense in a drop back pass. Some would say he's not good at it. Yeah, I see your face. You have to have a serious conversation about Marcus Mariota starting right now and letting Jalen get fully healthy. He'd be more productive. I just want to remind you guys, Jalen Hurts was an MVP candidate last year. He made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and his team currently has the best record in the NFL. They're number one in the NFC.
Has he seen Mariota play?
Yes, and that's the other thing. Have you not? And I like Marcus Mariota. Yeah. Okay. No. There was another. Did I upload it? Yes. This guy writes for the Philadelphia Inquirer. Says Jalen Hurts is admired and beloved here, but Brock Purdy will be a god in Philadelphia. A god. Okay. Mike Selesky. That's what he wrote.
I do not like Brock Purdy. I don't.
I'm with you. I'm not a Brock Purdy fan at all.
So you're not gonna be happy if he win the MVP.
Oh no, not on a team full of MVPs. He like
Right.
the Lamborghini right behind you. You're gonna give the MVP to this Honda Civic? Get out of here! Stop it! Stop it! Christian McCaffrey's a horse.
You know what? The Niners don't like him either because they haven't extended him. They haven't even talked about it. I suspect that they don't, or they're going to try to get a very cheap deal for him, or a small deal.
Right? I don't think.
I think it depends on how he does in the postseason. That's what I think it is. I do. I think it's.
No, listen. So they have him on a rookie deal. They got to pay Debo. They got to pay Christian. They got to pay Bosa. They got to pay coming up Ayuk. They got to pay Chase. Like they got a lot of people they got to pay. So they're going to ride this rookie deal out for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, Brock ain't going to go for that. Especially they're talking about MVP.
Now, if he gets the MVP, that's totally different. That's different.
Yeah.
I think they've already crossed that threshold, right? They're mentioning him as an MVP candidate. You become an MVP candidate. Yeah, we got to talk about some things, right? We can't go into the next season with this same contract. I need more.
What is his pay rate? It's like 6th round. What is drafting him 6th?
7.
Yeah,
he's the last pick. The last pick of the draft.
Bro, he be showing up to the game looking like a mechanic. You gotta pay that man.
That's gonna be the problem.
But that's the
problem.
I feel you on that one. But me personally, I'm gonna play this out. I ain't gonna say a word. But when I do come for this contract, because my thing is this, I'm playing well. We just beat the best team in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I want to ride this out to the end of the season to see if I can even just make it to if I sniff the Super Bowl, I'm going to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. And I ain't coming back until you pay me. So, yeah, y'all do what y'all need to do right now. Just know after the season, we're going to have a discussion.
I'm going to tell you. I have a theory that Brock could be anybody. Brock could be anybody. Like, yeah, he winning. But, I mean, this could have been Darnold. If Darnold was back there, Darnold would probably be playing fine. Like, yeah, Brock, he cool. But this offense is not about the quarterback. It's about all the weapons that he's surrounded him with. And I just think it could be. Let me just say this. If Bryce played for the 49ers,
yes,
I think conversation.
I think everybody believes that about Brock. I think everybody believes that about Brock. He's just a guy, but they have so much talent over there, and he's just asked not to mess it up. You know, most of his big plays come off of short passes. Do this little screen to Debo, and he'll take it to the house. He did it again last week against Philly, right? Or was it Debo? Or was it Ayuk?
It was Debo.
It was Debo.
Yeah.
Debo.
You know,
it's been Ayuk most of the season. You know, Debo really been taking a back seat to Ayuk, but against Philly, he came out.
Yeah,
he must have finally got healthy.
It's simple, right? And I see both sides of it. Brock, absolutely. Look, I need to get paid next year, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we'll pay you, but we're not going to give you no huge contract." Because look, man, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what it is. So I don't think they're going to get a deal done. I don't.
Jose, you got to look at it like this, and I agree with you because if you look at the beginning of the season when Debo was out and Trent Williams was out, they went on a 3-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. When he didn't have his full complement of weapons, he looked terrible.
Right.
But what quarterback, if you take some of their weapons away, doesn't look terrible?
Right.
And to me, I just think that this is the same team that gave up 3 first-round picks to draft Trey Lance. Yeah. They know what it's like to have quarterback mediocrity. So I think they're going to do everything that they need to do because they went through Jimmy Garoppolo, and before them, they had the what's his name, Jeff Garcia's. Yeah. They had terrible quarterback play, so I don't think they want to go back there. Plus, the team loves him, the city loves him, and they're going to have that pressure to re-sign him.
It really depends on the playoffs.
The way he playing, you got to pay him like he is an MVP quarterback. But the idea of paying Brock Purdy, $50 million. That's just, I can't do it. I can't.
Here's the thing.
Do it.
They gave Jimmy G the bag, right? And he got them to a Super Bowl, and he didn't win it for him. I ain't gonna say he lost it for him, but he didn't win it for him. And he kind of declined after that, right? Brock Purdy, he's looking good right now. They have more talent around him now, but when he gets to the playoffs, how's he going to perform? Because you've seen some flashes. If anybody gets hurt, he's got all this talent, but if any one of those talented players gets hurt,
The true Brock Purdy will stand up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And I hate to be the one defending Brock Purdy here because I hate San Francisco. But in retrospect, take a look at the fourth highest paid quarterback in the NFL, which is Justin Herbert. You take away one of his weapons. What is he looking like? And if you compare Brock Purdy's numbers to Justin Herbert's numbers, it doesn't compare. Justin Herbert just played a game against the Patriots where they didn't score a touchdown. They just won a game 6-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be this superior. He's supposed to be the mold of what a quarterback is supposed to be in the NFL.
Well, if you look at his numbers are usually good. They don't win, but they're usually good.
Not this year.
Well,
But my point is, you have a hurt Austin Eckler. You have Mike Williams that's been out for the season. If you take any of these quarterbacks and take away one of their weapons, they're not going to look as good as they normally look. That's all. I'm not trying to defend Brock Purdy because I don't like him. But I'm just saying, yeah.
But you got Debo, Brandon Ayuk, Kittle,
Christian
McCaffrey. Like that's a lot.
Christian McCaffrey got what? 16 touchdowns.
First of all, no. Christian McCaffrey scored a touchdown in 17 straight games. He has more than 16 touchdowns.
The Ravens just want one number one wide receiver, just one.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
Trent
their
Williams,
ability to take things off of his shoulders. He could be anybody. He could be, I think I can make it work. Let me get out there. I gotta.
Oh, you know what? I listen.
But Philip Rivers was good. I know like that ain't a diss. Philip Rivers was a good quarterback.
Herbert gonna get his coach fired. He's gonna get his coach fired.
Oh no. Coach gonna get himself fired.
Yeah.
He's a defensive coach that can't play. But Country Boy, to your point, I just thought about something and I had to disagree. Because Trey Lance couldn't get it done.
Yeah. Trey Lance couldn't get it done.
He played like 3 games.
What? Like first round pick, Trey Lance couldn't get it done.
Let's put this in context though. Trey Lance.
I know that's Jose Boy.
Trey Lance has played like what 2 games in like 3 seasons because he didn't play during COVID. He missed the next year. He was the backup. Then he broke his ankle. I'm like, I don't know. What do they tell you? You need to get your 10,000 hours in to get good at anything, and he's just not getting enough. He never got enough reps to ever be good at it. This is me trying to defend him a little bit, just a little bit.
Right. Let me ask you this.
But Purdy didn't have that problem. Purdy got up there and was rocking.
Let me ask you this.
Jose about to defend the boy.
Because when they lost, was it 4 straight?
Yeah. Yes.
What if those were Brock Purdy's first starts? Where would he be right now? Would he be starting?
No. And Shanahan believes in him. He's always like, "Yo, his leg got to fall off while I bench Brock Purdy."
They lost to some bad teams too.
But this is the thing. This is what makes it even. This is what hits me even more. Coming into the season, they didn't know Brock Purdy was going to play because he got injured last year in the NFC Championship game. And coming into the season, they were like, "I don't know if it's going to heal right." And they said, "You know what? I don't know if it's going to heal, but we're going to trade Trey Lance anyway."
Right. Not only did they trade Trey Lance, they didn't bring in any guys. He brought in Sam Darnold. You got to believe in your quarterback and have Sam Darnold be your backup.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Because I can see B already hit me up saying, "Hey, you're taking too long. You got to speed this up." Look, Country Boy, we do close to 2 hours, but we cannot hit 2 hours. We have a hashtag no 2 hours here.
No 2 hours.
So B will let us know. Speed this up. All right. Country Boy taking care of his little man right there. I see him.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't gotta cut the camera. Our little ones come through on our camera all the time. This is a family show. Okay. What's up, little man? What's up?
You want to be on?
He's always welcome. Okay. Our little ones are our producers. We call them the producers of the show.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Listen. It's time. You guys enjoyed it last week. Okay, it was an introduction to the court of public opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, court is now in session. All right, we have another trial to bring up. Let me get the background here. I got it. All right, we got another trial. Okay, who's on trial this week? Last week, you guys ruled against who was it?
Eagles fan versus
Eagles fan versus
the Buffalo Bills.
Who was it? Shaq Lawson, and
Lawson.
Jordan Phillips.
Yeah.
Okay, I represented them. I didn't do a good enough job. They were found guilty. All right. This week, LeBron James is on trial.
Oh, God.
He's guilty.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Correction.
Sorry.
Whatever they said, he did it. Whatever they said, he did it.
Oh, here we go. We got some LeBron haters. I think we have our prosecution team on that side and the defense team on this side. Okay. All right. So here's the case.
Mhm.
Here's the case. Here's what he's being charged with. He's being charged with possibly abandoning his job. Okay. Let me pull this down. So LeBron James said that he's prepared to miss a Lakers game if the game conflicts with the eventual debut of his son Bronny with USC this season. So Bronny James is in USC. He's going to play despite his cardiac scare that he had. Say he's healthy. He's been cleared to play. And LeBron James said, "Hey, look, family over everything." In fact, I think he said that in the quote that I just took down. He says, "Yes, family over everything. I love y'all, but definitely got to see Bronny's first game whenever he's cleared and ready to go." Now, LeBron's number one fan, Shannon Sharp, did not agree with that. He said, "Hey, you have a job to do. You gotta show up and do it because people pay for their tickets and they pay a lot of money. They pay hundreds of dollars and they pay to see LeBron James. They pay to see the star player, and you can't just be taking off just to take off because they're wasting their money." All right. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, okay. Now, okay, here's how it's going to do. You guys are going to be the prosecutors. Okay, you don't have to agree. This is kind of a little friendly debate, but you're gonna have you Hendo, Country Boi. Okay, you're prosecuting LeBron. Me, Yolanda are going to defend LeBron. The audience is going to decide guilty or not guilty, and then we'll discuss afterwards how we really feel about it. Okay, because sometimes you gotta defend people that you don't agree with, right? Sure. Like I did last week. All right. I almost got them off. I was this close. I was outvoted by one. Yeah. All right. But I'm a LeBron fan. Okay. He's not guilty. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is ridiculous. This is preposterous. Of course, you take the time off. All right. To go see your son play. It's a big deal. All right. There are 82 games in an NBA season. Okay. And if you didn't know, players take time off all the time, right? They designate it as injury. Sometimes they don't even do that. They say load management. Right. Okay. Even though the NBA put in a rule saying, "Hey, we're going to cut down on that," LeBron doesn't fall under that. Actually, he doesn't fall under that. He's old enough. Okay. So I don't see the problem with it. And I mean, it's a day off. Okay. You guys get PTO at your job. LeBron can't get PTO. Okay.
Yeah. That's what we're going with it?
Yeah. That's
okay.
We're going with it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. As my esteemed colleague just stated, you get PTO at your job. But unlike at your job, LeBron doesn't have to play basketball every day. So those days that they aren't on the court are his days off. So I'm going to say to you this. They put in specific rules in the NBA to say players couldn't just sit out to sit out. And like my counterpart just stated, you pay your hard-earned money to these games. We've had enough load management over the years where LeBron just decided to sit by, eat on the side of the court, and watch his teammates play. He's the face of the league. He needs to set the example. He's the elder statesman. He is a 35-year NBA vet who's played 45 years, and he needs to show everybody. And he needs to show everybody, listen, we don't do this. The team comes first. He already does enough as is. I will admit that. He plays more minutes than he should at this advanced age that he has. But why don't you set the example on the court? If you want your sport to thrive, if you want to bump the NBA up to where it used to be back in the 80s and the 90s, you have to play through this. And I know that we have people that say that Michael LeBron debate, the one thing that I got from Michael Jordan was going to play 82 games.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't care how you felt about him.
Mike would have been there. He'd have been there.
82 games. And
Yeah.
I think that's the same thing for these. And I think that's the same thing that should happen with these NBA players today. They make an astronomical amount of money to play a child's game. And I'm not saying it's not well-deserved, but I think for the fans' sake, he needs to be there. Yes, his son's college game, hey, we wish we could all be there. But some of us have had to work and miss graduations, miss birthdays, miss appointments. We've missed a lot of things. You, sir, get paid too much money, and you are the face of an organization. You need to lead by example.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yolanda, do you want to rebut any of this?
I do. So there are several flaws in your argument, counsel. Number one, you stated he needs to lead by example off the court. He is, by making this statement. Your statement was that he needs to lead by example on and off the court. Okay. So let's dissect the.
It's on record. We can play it back.
Okay, and that's fine. That's fine. Continue, please.
We can't play it back.
Let's dissect the off the court leadership. The off the court leadership comes into play when he says, "I'm making a statement by saying my family it comes first." That is the statement he's making. That is showing other people and demonstrating to others that you have to have your life prioritized. This man clearly has priorities in line, and his values say, and they dictate that his family comes first. A close second to that is his profession. When we can always rely on LeBron to be there. And the one instance where he's saying he's giving you advance notice, which he didn't have to do. So for the fans who've purchased a ticket, if you are unhappy or you're dissatisfied with the fact that you purchased a ticket to see LeBron James, get your money back, go to a different game, and you can see LeBron. No problem, no worries there. The second flaw in your argument is that LeBron James did not have approved PTO, and during his days where he's not playing, we don't know that unless you've seen the records, unless you have seen the business file that shows whether or not his leave was approved. You can't speak to that, and it hasn't been entered into evidence. So I'm going to object on the basis of evidence.
Well, I'm sorry, Hendo.
No, hold on, no, I'm sorry, but I just want to say. Excuse me, counselor. We don't even know what day that's going to be. So of course his PTO is not approved because we don't even know when it's going to be.
You can still approve.
Objection. Speaking out of turn. Objection.
You can't put PTO in for a day you don't know. You can't say I need a day off 2024.
Objection. Speaking out of turn.
You can certainly put it on the record and on the books that I will need a day off. And as soon as as soon as the date has been identified, I will then submit that evidence or that inquiry to you. But going back to my second flaw, the flaw in your argument was that he did not have approved PTO and he doesn't play, and the days where he doesn't play basketball, those would be his off days and he can do with them what he pleases. It's akin to a player in any sport having a wife who is going into, or a significant other who's going into labor, and saying to that individual, well, you know what, I can't make it today. I know you're going to be in labor, but I have a game to play. And my fans are going to be watching me, because long after the sport ends, when the game is over, when the cleats are hung, when the basketball is no longer a part of your life, your family stands and they still remain. So they're going to remember how you were not present in the moment for those important events. And you now, for the rest of your life, this limited time, 10, 15, 20, and we'll even give LeBron 25, however many years he's going to play. After that, he has to answer to his family. And so by him saying Bronny's game is of utmost significance to me, I want to be there. Fans, if you don't like it, come and see me on a different day. That's totally
okay. So I see.
Wait, you just listen, it's Country Boy's turn.
Oh, I just want to say, I know he allowed me to go for a second. You jumping on his turn. Nope. Objection.
Also, Michael Jordan took 2 years off to play baseball. But go ahead.
Okay, but I want to say this. You know, I just want to let before my colleague goes up. I just want to say, Council's playing dirty pool. Dirty pool. What? You want to liken the birth of a child to somebody watching another basketball game? Is it his first? Is it the first basketball game or is it another basketball game?
That's a tough argument to fight. that is a tough hill to climb. Okay. 30. So I will say this: my wife's a teacher, and she's not allowed to really take any time off because she is allocated time during the summertime to have time off. Right. Man. And when you talk about somebody who their life is filled with time off, they're not going to allow you, or they don't allow you. It's frowned upon for you to take days off. Now I'm not going to say that LeBron is a teacher and he's not. I understand his life is completely different. But I will say this, that if it is good for my wife, that she can find time to make games, to go to games, or find time to go on vacation with me during her off season, then it's damn sure good enough for LeBron James. That's all I'm saying. And to that point, the killer instinct that Michael Jordan would have had him at that damn game. The person, the people like
objection,
LeBron. I don't want to say
that's not in evidence. Counsel is assuming
we are speculating, but
we ain't speculating. Hey, Jay,
Jose,
there's his dedication.
Hey, Jose, you know Michael, and I ain't gonna agree.
Michael Jordan would have been there. He'd have
been
there.
Michael Jordan was a bad.
Marcus was playing, and like, hey, it's like 1 of 80 games. I'll be there tomorrow. Like Mike would have been there. He'd kill him.
Yes, he would have. I agree.
Mike was a bad part.
Osmond raised an excellent point. It's not just his son's game. You cannot ignore the fact that this young man had a significant health scare.
He did.
And LeBron said, I want to be there.
So,
but even if he didn't have a significant health scare, though, he probably still would have skipped whatever game he had.
Speculation.
And even to that point, I think that Bronny and LeBron should wait for next year for Bronny to play basketball and not even have a game. So we don't even have this discussion.
I don't disagree with that part, Hendo.
Marcus Jordan is somewhere mad as hell. Like he didn't come to my games. Mike didn't come to my games.
Okay, let me throw something else out there. Okay. Because as you pointed out, Hendo, LeBron's been playing for 45 years. Okay. Right. He is retirement age. Okay. You tell me the people that are getting close to retirement at your job, tell me how much work they're putting in. Okay. They're at a point, they've already put in their time. You can't fire them. You can't tell them no. They pretty much set their own schedule. They say, hey, I'm going to lunch. I'll see you tomorrow. Right. Hey, I'm going to, I may or may not come in on Friday. And the young people always say, hey, why is that person always just they getting to do what they want to do? Man, they about to retire, man. They just, they got the time, they just riding it out, and we can't do anything. We just gotta let them finish and retire. That's where LeBron is. Mm-hmm. So of course he can do that. And like Yolanda said, he was gracious enough to give you a heads up. So now, if you bought tickets, you can look at the schedule for USC. Know what they did. Okay, when the schedule comes out, then you just circle. Okay, there's going to be Bronny's first game. Okay, there's a matchup with a Lakers game. Yes, don't get tickets to that game. All right.
He's not playing that first game though. But to your point though, Jose. So you're telling me seniority and longevity trump integrity?
Well, how's that not integrity? Saying, I'm going to give you a heads up.
Not that.
I'm not going to be there.
Because you said the guys that are close to retirement age, they pretty much do what they want to do instead of doing their job. So seniority trumps integrity.
But he's doing his job.
He's not taking time off to watch his son play basketball. Not sitting on the bench eating.
How many times?
So okay, let's define integrity. What are we saying integrity is?
I'm just saying.
Like, I'm just curious.
Doing the right thing. Even when no one's watching.
What about preparing for a game?
What if it wasn't LeBron? What if it was Halliburton? What if it was Malik Monk?
Man.
We decided, hey, my son's getting ready to play. I ain't gonna make the game. I ain't gonna show up. You think Malik Monk could do this? Like the only person in the league, the only person who could call these shots,
favoritism,
would be LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that no one else could say, hey, my son's playing a basketball game, I ain't gonna make it, means that you need to be there.
Right. So now
we have to bring into account
who else has the same stats as LeBron?
We have to bring into account fame discrimination.
Presently on in the NBA, who has the same stats as LeBron?
Nobody.
I'll wait.
Nobody.
There you go.
Listen,
So there's
nobody's lost that many finals.
Herm Edwards once said, "You treat players fairly, but not equally." Okay. And that is 100% true. All right.
Even if you had the same stats, like what if Giannis did that? What if Giannis did that?
He hasn't put Giannis. How long has Giannis been in the league?
The Bucks wouldn't say a word about it.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
They'd like, whatever you want to do, sir.
You would have to smoke.
Yeah.
LeBron has put in his time. The point I'm making is LeBron has put in his time. He's demonstrated year after year. And as you said, Hendo, 45 years in the league. He's put in the time. He now is he's at a point where he can enjoy a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of comfort, a little cushion. He's not saying, okay, you know what, still pay me, but I'm not going to be here at any of these games next year when my son is playing. If he has 30 games in his season, count me out for all 30. He's saying, I want to attend one of my son's games. Where's the problem in that? Where's the harm suffered?
So what happens?
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna chat. Start putting in right now. We'll wrap up here, but start putting in the chat. Guilty or not guilty? Okay, and then because we got to move up to the next segment.
Also, I got to tell you got to tell how you really feel about it.
Yeah.
Now, how I really feel, everything I just said. I'm standing behind. I think LeBron is okay to take it. Now, if he wants to expand that,
that's right, Weezy.
If he wants to expand that to, okay, my son's playing this game, and then now I'm going to be out next week for his other game, and then that becomes one game becomes 5 becomes 10. Okay, now we have a problem. But if he's saying I want to take one day and I want to go watch my son's game, his first game back from a serious health scare, I don't see anything.
I mean, for me, you just saw my son playing the game. Fuck that job. Fuck that job. I don't care what we're doing. It's professional basketball, professional football, working a safe way, whatever I'm doing. Like if my son doing something, and I'm gonna be there to support him 100%. Like I'm not.
Right. All right. The jury is deliberating right now. Okay. D Weezy says guilty.
Right, Daniel. Get him.
All right. Bazel says innocent. Okay. Completely off the hook. All right. Cannot retry him. Okay. No. He's innocent.
Wow.
All right. Malik B says not guilty. Noah says not guilty. Oh, it's not looking good for you guys. Not looking good. Living Big with Big Reg says not guilty. Jeremy says the king is not guilty. Oh, here we go. Here go Daniel. Daniel said he guilty.
That's right, Daniel.
I was going to say, let's skip over Daniel's comment.
Rico says he put that PTO in. That's what I'm talking about.
He did.
Killer says innocent.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think the overwhelming majority says not guilty.
Not guilty.
Listen,
thank you.
Get a gavel.
I was thinking about that.
I can have a meeting with Barack Obama. My son playing his first college basketball game. I'm there. Like he's doing the right thing.
It's not even fair for us to even have this argument. Like I'm arguing this. I'm like, yo, this is stupid. This is stupid. This is not fair to LeBron. Like, yo, you gonna go see your son play and he was sick.
Enjoy yourself. We'll see when you get back.
I brought it up because I heard Shannon Sharp arguing that, and I'm just like
Shannon, but how many times have you seen LeBron? How many times have you seen LeBron play live, sitting on the court, feet on the wood?
Right.
Like that one game don't hurt you. You'll be fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
And we're all adults now. I think we understand more now than before that players are gonna take nights off. Like when they're listed as injured, they're not always injured, right? They just need a break. It's a long season. They're not gonna go 110% every night. That's just not the reality of it. You want them ready to go when it means something. Right. Taking one night off on a game that you're probably not going to watch, right? You don't watch all 82 games,
right? And nobody says anything in the other 67 games when LeBron decides to take off on defense.
I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm gonna tell you something else. For the person that spends $700 to get to the game, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care if they wasted their money. Good.
Yeah.
I don't care about those people.
Lakers niggas is absurd. Like, I can't imagine what Shannon paying to get his feet on the wood.
Yeah, I hope he wasted a few grand. Good. All right.
Jose,
he has direct access to LeBron anyway. I don't care if he missed it.
Jose, I peeped your game. I peeped your game, Jose. After that beat down last week, I see you gave yourself an easy win this week, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I let the guests pick the sides, and you heard LeBron, and you said guilty. He's guilty.
Like I was in it. I really wanted to be the one to sell it. Like, let me tell you why he should not, why he should take the day off. Because I mean, if it was me, I'm taking the day. Like, I don't want to be to work anyway.
Facts.
I give you this one, Jose. I give you this one.
All right. Well, look. Speaking of, let's do a quick basketball segment. Right, we got the in-season tournament here.
Speaking of LeBron,
and
his cheating. Well,
how did he cheat?
He didn't cheat. The refs cheated.
Ref did cheat.
How did they cheat? Explain this to me.
You didn't see the play last night?
I heard. Reeves? What did he do to Austin Reeves?
So Austin Reeves was fumbling the ball late in the game. Phoenix was down by 1 or 2, and Austin Reeves was fumbling the ball on the side of his leg. Him and 2 Phoenix players. LeBron across the court was like, "Timeout." The ref was like, "Yeah, you got it, buddy. You got it." And they kept the ball.
Austin Reeves didn't have a nail ball. That ball was on the ground.
It was on the ground. And Phoenix got the ball, but because it was LeBron and he called the timeout, they gave it to him. They didn't review it. They didn't do nothing. And this year in the NBA, you can review anything. Anything. And they chose not to review it. And Los Angeles won the game to move on into the tournament to play Zion. Yeah. They set that up. They set LeBron versus Zion up in the tournament. It's all set up.
So let's see. I'm trying to pull up this graphic now so we can show the actual tournament here where they're at, because the in-season tournament has been it's different, right? Mm-hmm. Like figuring out which days they play and everything. But I like the concept of it. I like the in-season tournament. It gets us a little bit more. I'll pull it as a background. Hold on, let me pull it up here.
Yeah,
no, go ahead.
Because coming into the season, I didn't know what to expect from the tournament. You know, they was just like an in-season tournament. Like, yo, that's stupid. How you going to do that? But then they explained as it went on that they play Tuesdays. Games played on Tuesdays and Fridays count as the tournament.
Yeah.
Right. They be changing the floor. It's weird.
Yeah. So, okay. So the Pacers beat the Celtics. That's surprising. Halliburton went off in that game.
Didn't he?
The Pacers are surprisingly decent.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Well, look, when you get a star player, when you get that guy, that changes everything. And I think Halliburton is that guy.
Yeah,
he's young.
Nice.
Yeah. The Bucks beat the Knicks 146 points.
They beat the crap out of them.
Now, speaking of cheating, listen, they let this go for superstars, but I saw Giannis's one dribble fast break where he took 10 steps to get to the rim.
Hey, Country Boi, you ever see the clips of LeBron getting an inbound pass and he walk up the court, then he get the half court, then start dribbling, and the refs looking at him like that.
refs be looking at him.
Right. Like, I'm not calling it.
Giannis is the same thing.
That's for you, Hendo.
You like the Lakers dominating? That's all right. Zion got something for y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
He might. What he got? He got a couple of bags of Popeye's chicken. What he got?
Right. He got a biscuit. He got a biscuit.
Wow. This what we doing. Okay.
I don't like Pacers and Bucks in the semifinals, and then Lakers and Pelicans in the semifinals. Now the winner gets that team gets $500K. That's a nice chunk of change. I'm not sure what the runner-up gets. I think everybody in the knockout stage gets something. I could be wrong. But the winner gets 500,000. Yeah.
I think
that's a nice incentive.
I think it's dope, the idea, but it's just a lot. It just feels like a lot. It feels like you're doing a lot. You know, I don't never know what games is play is the tournament and regular games, and you know, it's a lot of guys who are not playing on Fridays now because of the tournament. I don't know. It just feels like a lot. Like I'm not used to this.
It's new. I'm all for it just because, you know, I don't really pay that much attention to the early parts of the NBA, not normally, but because this is going on, I've been watching more, and it's getting chippy early because these teams that are losing and the other teams running up the score because the point differential matters in the group play. Players don't like that, but hey, no mercy, right? Like, hey,
Booker was hot.
Yeah,
hot last night. Like this stuff, it matters to the players, and that's important because by this time in the season, them guys are checked out. Like, yo, call me when the playoffs hit. Call me in the playoffs.
Right. Call me after the All-Star break.
So the Celtics coach had explained to, I can't remember who they were playing. I can't remember which team they were playing. I can't remember. But the coach was getting mad, and he had explained to him, he's like, listen, we have to blow you out by 20 or more points to advance to the knockout stage. We have to run up the score. And they scored just enough. I think they won by like 22 points. They got just enough to advance to the knockout stage. So the players take it seriously. The coaches take it seriously.
Yeah. I think Tatum was talking about the hacker drumming that they were doing.
Yeah,
he's like,
that's who it was. Detroit.
Like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this. But it is what it is. And if that's what it takes for you guys to let's go. Let's get it. And during the middle of the dog days, and I'm all for that. Let's go.
They want to travel.
Yeah.
But listen, this is the only way that LA or Boston's gonna get a title this season anyway. So let them have it.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you where they lost. They lost the court sweepstakes because that court is. Them courts are hideous. Them courts are hideous.
Some I like. Some I'm just like, I can't see. It's too bright. You know.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have here? What else do I have on our lineup? Let's do some submit questions. Here. All right. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we're over the hour mark. We got to pick it up here. All right. 55 people in the chat here. Hit that like button. If you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Look, if you didn't know, okay, we have a point system here. All right. Doing what you're doing right now gets you points. Watching, participating in the chat, that gets you points. Okay. Donating to the show gets you points. Subscribing to our patreon.com/LBHT Show will get you points. Let me pull that up in case you're looking for it. There it is. All right. All those things get you points. What are the points good for? At the end of every month, we give away prizes. The person with the most points gets a prize. The second prize is like a raffle. So all you have to do to qualify is get 1,000 points, which is very easy. Okay. Once you get 1,000 points, everybody that gets 1,000 points, we do a raffle and we give away a $25 Amazon gift card. Okay. That's every month. Now we had to do one for last month when B returns. We're going to do it because he does the little wheel thing. All right. That you guys see. So that's coming, but do all those things to get points. This is another way to get points. Submitted questions. If you submit a question to us, and you can submit it however you want to, at LBHT Show. That's where you can find us on almost every social media platform. Okay, including Blue Sky, which is new. We got
I keep forgetting I got that.
Yeah. I follow you, but you don't follow us. But whatever, I
forgot.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not hating or anything like that. Just I just know you didn't follow us. But you can DM us, tweet us, whatever, message us, email us, lbhtshow@gmail.com. Send in your question, put it on the community tab. Send your question. If we read it on air, you get points. How many points? I gotta ask B, but you'll get your points. I promise. Okay, we have 2 submitted questions. Did I upload them? Yeah, one is from Jeremy. Jeremy always submits his questions. Okay, but they're good questions. Okay. Let's see. We probably have another one from Jay, but Jay likes to submit his questions late. So I'm sorry, Jay. Jeremy, I'm sorry, this is blurry. He says, which officiating is worse and needs more changes, the NBA or the NFL?
They're both bad right now, but I mean,
probably the NBA.
I would say the NFL.
NFL.
Because yes, NBA has some bad officiating, but their bad officiating is, all right, we're gonna let these superstars travel, right? Yes, they double dribble right there. We probably should blow the whistle. Yeah, we have a missed call here and there. Sometimes it affects the game. But the NFL, you only get 17 games. And their missed calls weigh a lot more on the game. You know what I mean? Like a missed pass interference call at the end of the game, that changes everything.
Right.
You know, even like a missed call that results in a touchdown or takes off a touchdown, that changes everything.
Right.
You know, and at just the NFL, man, these guys get worse and worse with it. Like even for us, when calls go our way, obviously I don't complain, but I'm like, damn, that was bad.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that Pat Mahomes is now untouchable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is just
Quarterbacks in general.
No, I can't agree with you, quarterback in general, because I don't think the same rules apply. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, to your point, the same rules don't apply to Lamar Jackson. So, I mean, you can't even go within a certain radius of Patrick Mahomes.
If you're a running quarterback, they're ready to.
They're ready to. They have the flag. It's just ready. Don't even come anywhere close to him. Don't do it.
They smacked Mahomes out of bounds on Sunday, and the ref stood there like this.
He looked at him. The ref was right there.
Right. That was because that was Lambeau. They're like,
that was because it was Lambeau. And
I can't throw it. I can't throw it here.
Right.
I gotta make it to my car tonight.
Right.
Yeah, that's one time. But anywhere else.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with the NBA, the NFL. Only because for me, I think they both are bad. They're both bad, but I think that the NFL, for them to have certain rules that apply only at certain points in games. Like I can only call holding during this part of the game. I can only call pass interference during this part of the game. If it's a blatant pass interference, it's pass interference. I don't give a damn if it's 10 seconds left on the clock or not. Like they pick and choose when they want to kind of officiate these rules. And like you said, it's only 17 games. So like even with what was it, the Saints? Was the Saints and the Vikings?
Yeah.
Was the Saints and the Vikings a couple years ago? When the Rams, the Saints and the Rams. And
we clotheslined them?
Yeah. The ref was like this. And like
they changed the rules because of that play.
Yeah.
To where you can review pass interference, and then they like the very next year, they're like, nah, that's stupid. We're not gonna do that anymore.
They overturned every pass interference review that they did.
And to that point, I feel like the NFL, when they miss a call, it makes a bigger impact. But I feel like the NBA is more egregious because if you watch the NBA, it's two sets of rules. If you're like third guy on the bench, you're not getting that call. If you're a rookie, you're not getting that call. LeBron, if you go anywhere near LeBron, just breathe on him real hard. You're gonna get this call every single day of the week. And matter of fact, it got so bad that people like James Harden and Jimmy Butler, they exploit it. They expect you to give me this call, and we're exploiting it. And that's just that different set of rules. Like at least with the NFL, they're awful to everybody.
That James Harden, like LeBron living James good. Harden does, man. I'm like every time he does nod his head.
That was bad. That was bad basketball. Nobody wants to see that. You get your hands in there and get that. Like, come on, man. I just want to watch a decent game. Why are you playing like this? And I will say this though, like when you miss the 17 games, when you miss a pass interference penalty or a holding penalty or one of those things, and to that point, you could probably call holding on every play. You know, when you miss it, like that, those things matter. They completely change the course of a game. You know, they have so much effect on the power.
You pointing at Hendo?
I'm saying I'm pointing at him. He's right because Sunday that end of the game, MVS, he was Patrick Mahomes had him wide open. Dude grabbed him before the ball got there. And that pass in the first call would have got them first and goal at like the 4-yard line. And because of that, now the Ravens are in line to get the first seed. So that impact is great.
I mean, you're happy when it works your way. Yeah. And when you had that season, when you're having a good season, like everything comes in up rainbows. When it's bad.
But the NBA is horrible. I once saw a couple games ago, LeBron James was on the bench and he tripped over a cup of water and the ref called a foul on somebody and they didn't even know who to call it on.
In case you didn't know, Hendo is a Golden State Warriors fan. That's why he's throwing so much shade to LeBron there.
Listen, first of all, my favorite team used to be the Miami Heat. I used to love Dwayne Wade.
I like the Heat too. I like him now.
Bosh.
And Chris Bosh, you say?
Yeah.
No. What about LeBron?
Udonis Haslem.
I would
Question
love
number
to. I
two.
would-
That was a
love
great
you.
question. That was a great question,
Great
Jeremy.
question.
You always have great questions. Good
Question number two. This is from Manip 1928. Says, I am a part of the replay gang. Salute.
Thank
Salute.
you.
Enjoy
Thank you.
everyone in the community. Why do y'all think EDC, talking about Eric DaCosta, is hovering on the sidelines this year? Has this been a norm, or is he making sure the coaches are doing their jobs? I have not heard many people talk about this, so maybe it's a norm, but this could mean this year expectations are rising for this team or coaching staff. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sometimes he's done it in the past sometimes, but I don't think it was every game. But, you know, I can't say for certain because
it seemed like he's on the sideline every game this year.
Yeah, that's something.
I don't know how much he did in
these
the
next
past.
5 games to see if he's there. It's
Yeah.
definitely something I'll keep an eye on to see these next 5 games. Is EDC on the sideline?
I don't know how much he did it in the past. I know he did it at times, but, you know, they don't always pan to him. So, like, you know, was he there before and like they weren't putting him on camera, or is it more often this time? But I would imagine there's a lot more pressure on everybody this year. You just signed Lamar to a huge deal. This is the sixth year with Lamar and John Harbaugh, and you know I say the stat on here all the time. No head coach and quarterback combination in the history of the NFL has won a Super Bowl if they haven't gotten it done in their first 5 years. So they're already past that, and now you're into the 6th year with Lamar and John Harbaugh. Yep. Pretty certain that situation is being monitored. Okay, because Lamar is not going anywhere.
It's about the time where the milk start to go bad.
Yeah,
especially for a coach. You know, especially if you're not. And I don't follow the Ravens a whole lot. But I can tell you, when the GM starts hopping around the sidelines, it's usually not. It's usually not a great look.
But I mean, the Ravens waited until year 6 to provide Lamar with some weapons. Exactly. So we talk about the first 5 years, and Lamar's always had to. The expectation was that he was going to do more with less. And now here we are, year 6, and like you said, no coaching combo has ever done it in 6 years. Well, maybe if they would have provided him, a sustainable amount of weapons or a substantial amount of weapons, year 3, year 2, year 4, we wouldn't be here at year 6 wondering if this is going to be something that's never been done before in the NFL.
He kind of reminds me a lot of Cam because I felt like when we had Cam, we were very spoiled. At least the coaching staff was, especially Ron. Ron was very spoiled as to Cam's ability to put the team on his back and carry you around. If you look at that 2015 team, and granted, I don't want to say we were devoid of talent, but our wide receivers
awful.
Not great.
Ted Ginn Jr., Jericho Cottrell.
Instead of Ginn as your guy, you
Philly Brown.
Yeah, come on, you're not. No.
Yeah, we've made a lot of parallels. There's a lot of parallels between the Panthers and the Ravens, and we talk about that a lot. And when we drafted Lamar, Rodney said it. He's just like, man, pray that they don't give him the Cam Newton treatment because Cam was such a special talent, and I felt like because he could do so much, they felt like they didn't have to do as much on that side of the ball. Even after he took him to the Super Bowl, they were like, okay, let's draft a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And a backup defensive tackle because you had Star Latulele and who was the other guy? I'm forgetting his name right now, but they had 2 all-pro defensive tackles, and they're like, let's draft another one. That doesn't help Cam. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not helping Cam out there. You're not helping the O-line out or giving him any weapons. Like you
when I remember our tackles were so horrible. They were so horrendous.
Kawan Short, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes, it was Kawan Short. He actually played well for a while. Then he got hurt. When we had our tackles were so awful that if we played a team like the Ravens or the Steelers or any team that's hard-nosed defense, we getting ready to get after your ass. It was 100% fact we getting ready to fold up like a cheap lawn chair because we just didn't have the integrity. Even today, if you watch us, the Panthers have never had a out for what happens when we deal with pressure. Like we just take sacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good questions. All right. You guys will get your points. Appreciate it. All right. B's let me know now. I can see him typing. He's like, hey, we're about to hit the hour and a half mark. Let's pick it up. All right. Do I have it here? Let me change this. We're doing week 14. Is week 14?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. We call this rapid fire. It is a joke because we never get this done fast. But I'm going to pull the schedule up. You guys in the chat know the drill. If you want to follow along, type your picks fast. All right. Let's go. Let me put that up. There we go. All right. Thursday night, New England at Pittsburgh. Who do you have?
Pittsburgh.
It's a god awful game.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. What I give Tomlin credit for is he squeezes every ounce out of that roster and that defense. That defense is very good. That offense is.
All right, I got this. I got the Steelers.
Let's see. Bailey Zappi versus Tricky Mitch. And I think Najee Harris is hurt, and TJ Watt might be hurt. I'm going with New England in the upset.
You know, a fun fact, they said over the last 4 weeks, New England has given up the least amount of points. I think they average like 10 points a game what they're averaging.
Yep, they just couldn't.
They're 0-4.
Yeah.
Their offense is. It ain't easy to watch. It ain't easy to watch.
Yeah. Okay, Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I got Tampa.
I do too.
Desmond Ritter, they just keep winning with him, but
I don't know how.
How
awful. It's so awful. And they drafted Bijan, and watching Atlanta makes you want to fight. So I was like, yo, you drafted all these weapons and you don't use none of them.
Arthur Smith is terrible. With that being said, with Bijan Robinson, with Drake London, with Kyle Pitts, I'm going with Atlanta.
Okay. All right. Detroit at Chicago. Justin Fields is back.
Detroit.
Yeah. I got Chicago.
Really?
Detroit hasn't looked good the last couple of weeks.
They haven't.
Neither has Chicago. They haven't looked good all season.
Fields doesn't see the field. He doesn't see the field with clarity. Like I would, and they got our first round pick. I would seriously consider drafting a quarterback. I would seriously think about drafting.
They really, I agree with you. Yeah, they need to consider that strongly. So
listen. Justin Fields, like I said before he went out on injury, he had consecutive 300-yard passing games. Detroit has looked terrible, and a couple of weeks ago, it took Detroit the final 3 minutes of the game to come back and win this. So I think Chicago is going to win this game.
Okay.
All right. Next, we got the Colts versus the Bengals.
The
backups.
It's easy.
I'm going with the Colts. Yeah, this is a backup playing against another backup. I'm going with the Colts.
Minshew has looked good. He looked great last week. Browning didn't look bad on Monday. Like I'm like, yo, can you follow it up though? I'm gonna go with Minshew because I feel like he's at this point in his career a better quarterback, a better backup. So Colts.
Man, I'm out here lone wolfing it. Listen, Jake Browning did his thing, and one of the keys to his success Monday was T. Higgins is back. Yeah. So Cincinnati with those weapons, I think.
Yeah, you're not lone wolfing it. I'm going Cincinnati as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Cincy. So I'm
I can see it going either way. I can see that definitely going either way.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Jacksonville at Cleveland.
I tried to tell y'all. Listen,
another battle of the backups. Oh,
another battle
getting hurt.
I tried to tell y'all last week. Joe Flacco came in, 2 touchdowns, 254 yards passing off the couch. Cleveland and that defense is going to beat the Trevor Lawrence-less Jacksonville Jaguars. Cleveland.
CJ played. He didn't play bad this past weekend either. I mean, this past Monday either. It's possible.
He went up against the top defense now, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. I want to go with the Browns. But I also don't trust Flacco. So.
Wow.
Regrettably, I think Cleveland's gonna. Win.
I also don't trust Flacco. But I don't trust CJ Beathard either.
Yeah, I don't trust.
I'm gonna go Cleveland. Okay, Carolina at New Orleans Saints. Now we all made our picks earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Are you Country Boy? Are you sticking with the Panthers? Are you picking Panthers?
Yeah. I'm a homer. I have no.
Okay, score prediction. Score prediction.
It's gonna be close. We ain't never. We're not gonna score any more than 14 points. So 17-14.
That's my
Okay.
prediction as well.
17-14.
17-14, New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
What about you, Hendo?
I'm going Carolina 5-2.
Carolina.
What you want?
I'm gonna say Panthers 24-21.
You think they're gonna score 24 points?
24 points?
Yes, they scored what 17 last week. They should have had 24 points. Yeah, I think they score 20. It's 24-21. If they didn't have Mike Evans, they would have won that game. Mike Evans is a terrorist.
Mike Evans, and you know he's a free agent too, and he's with 10,000 yard seasons. I'm like, you don't pay this man. Pay this man.
Yeah.
Stop playing around. He's standing on business. Ain't that what?
Standing on business. Yeah.
Standing on business.
Yep. Panthers ain't scoring 24. They almost had 24 last week.
Yeah, we had 18. We had 18. Let me tell you something. We had a 3rd and 1, a 4th and 1. We would have been running the ball down their throats all day. Run the ball. We were getting ready to win that game. That was we could do this. We could do this.
Yeah.
I'm also a homer, so don't listen to me.
I can hear you sitting there trying to talk yourself into it. We can do
I am.
We're number one.
All right. Okay. Rapid fire. Let's go. Houston at the Jets.
Houston.
Got Houston. We're gonna talk about the Jets later on too, real quick, because they finally talked Zach Wilson into getting back in the game.
Zach was somewhere with his mama house.
We'll talk about that real quick. All right. Rams at the Ravens. I got the Ravens. I'm gonna say Ravens 27-20.
I got Baltimore 21-16.
Baltimore 31-24.
Baltimore 28. Rams 21.
Okay, so we all think it's fairly close, very competitive. Jay says Ravens unless Puka scores twice.
Puka, who knew? Who knew Puka was good?
Right.
Oh no, John Harbaugh. He said it in his press conference. He said, I wanted to get that guy. I knew he was going to be good.
I mean,
he was on my board.
To that point, I was like, you guys knew he was good, but if you knew he was this good, you wouldn't have passed on him 6 times.
Right.
How about
right. All right. You got the Vikings at the Raiders.
Ew.
Jeez, these games are tough. I'm gonna go. Justin Jefferson's coming back.
I'm going with Vikings. Justin Jefferson is supposed to be back.
Yep.
Vikings. I like Dobbs. I'm rooting for Dobbs.
Me too.
So it depends on if the fairy tale Dobbs or the real Josh Dobbs comes back. If the real Josh Dobbs come back, then LA by a mile, but Minnesota. Give me Minnesota.
Yeah, I got Minnesota. Listen, with all these quarterbacks going down, I think some of these quarterbacks will come in here and expose some things and show that, hey, when you have this type of talent around you, you can play fairly decent. Yeah. Kirk Cousins, right? you just can't win a big one, but you can look like a starting quarterback. And Dobbs is going out there and showing. But to Dobbs' credit, he didn't play bad with the Cardinals either.
Yeah, right, he did. I mean, it's weird that they traded him. How well he played. I mean, I know Murray was coming back, but it's not like you don't need a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
kinda, you know. And I like Dobbs, man. Root for everybody black. Let's get it.
Facts. There you go. Seattle at San Francisco.
San Francisco.
I could make a case for Seattle if it was a home game, but look, Geno played well last week. But San Francisco, they back on track, man. Whatever was wrong with them before.
Seattle running the ball. Like I was told that Charbonnet was that guy. My fantasy team heard that he was that guy, but I'm not seeing.
He ain't Kenneth Walker.
He had a good game last week.
He did, but mostly that was back by them touchdowns. He had a couple touchdowns.
Kenneth Walker is something different.
But those divisional games between San Francisco and Seattle and the Rams. They always play them tough. So don't be shocked if Seattle wins.
Right. I'm picking San Fran, but I have a feeling that Seattle is going to win it.
Listen, San Francisco wrote Geno off, and Geno wrote back. San Francisco wins.
All right, Buffalo Bills at Kansas City Chiefs. This is a big game because Buffalo, they are so desperate they're willing to fight fans out here. Okay, they are 6-6. They cannot take another L.
No,
correct. That's right.
They need this game bad.
They're desperate at this point, and with the lackluster offense of Kansas City. I mean, but they are playing in Kansas City. I'm going to go Buffalo.
Ooh. What about you guys?
This is tough for me. Buffalo, because the national media has been telling me all week long, Josh Allen needs help. He can't do it all by himself. I don't know where that came from, but Kansas City's wide receivers on the season have 30 drops as a unit. 30 drops, and they don't look like they're getting any better. But it's Patrick Mahomes, and he's still fighting for a home playoff berth. So I'm gonna have to go with Kansas City.
I think the blood is in the water for Buffalo, and they need this more. So I feel as though that they're the team that they're going to win just because they need it. I need to have it. My biggest problem with Josh Allen is not his weapons. It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is kind of ass. You know, I think he's led the league in interceptions.
He's led the league in turnovers since he's come into the NFL.
Right. Yeah. Like don't tell me about your lack of weapons if you're throwing interceptions, fam. That's a you problem.
True.
And you got Stephon Diggs. I don't want to hear it.
Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, James Cook. He has weapons. Gabe Davis.
Yeah, but he has a disgruntled weapon. He has a disgruntled Stephon Diggs.
Diggs is in his feelings from week to week.
He is. It varies from week to week. If they win, then he's less disgruntled and less grumpy. If they
even
lose,
his brother getting on the party.
Yes, he said he needs to get him out of there, and he said, "Hey, I can't, hold the opinions of others."
Yeah, I got the Chiefs, man. Every time the Chiefs lose, it just looks like it's by accident. Like it's like, yeah, we could win this, but it's cold outside. I don't really want to. I don't want to put in that extra effort. They just, what I'm saying. They never look. They don't just get beat. It's just kind of one of those like, yeah, we just didn't feel it today.
If Josh Allen, if the Buffalo Bills play the A game, they can win. But that's on Josh Allen. Like, just so much of their game is built around can Josh Allen. What is he going to do? Who's going to show up? Where Josh Allen going to show up this weekend?
Yep. All right. Broncos versus Chargers.
It's a hard one.
Oh that's tough.
They could both lose.
I'm going to go with Denver. They're going to bounce back.
It'll be a tie.
Yeah,
Denver.
Yeah, they're going to bounce back for the loss last week. I mean, the Chargers also, but they lost. But
I know everybody's been about dogging out Russell, and he's been playing well this season. I just want to see him do well, man. I just want to see him do well. I want to see him win. Like the resurgence of Russell Wilson. Wilson.
He hasn't played well.
Yeah, he is.
He had a bad game last week, but up until that, man, he
be on Future Net. So stay up.
Yeah. I'm going Broncos, man. I'm going Broncos.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kansas. Let's see. The Chargers put up 6 points versus the Patriots, and they didn't look well against Baltimore. And but Mr. Sierra, he threw that interception at the end of the game. Like
nobody.
Right. For no reason. But he has been playing well all season. I just can't trust Russell. Denver. Give me Denver. I can't trust Staley. I can't trust Staley.
All right. Look, this is a big game here. Eagles versus the Cowboys.
Game of the week.
Yeah, this is the game of the week, and I'm taking Dallas with the upset.
Oh.
Dallas has been playing, and I know we do this every year, but Dallas feel a bit different this year. They feel like maybe, probably not, though. I'm going with Philly.
I got the Eagles as well.
Yeah, about to say, have you seen that wheel that they have where it's like the season start, it's we them boys, and then we got this, and then they get to playoffs and they lose, and like maybe next year. Yeah. I'm guaranteeing a Philadelphia win by picking Dallas to win this game. Yeah. I guarantee it. Because when I like AJ Brown. AJ is a horse. He's my favorite player.
Yeah.
But Dakota Rain Prescott, I don't trust him.
All right, and Monday they got two games to help if you have trouble sleeping. These will help you get your rest. All right,
Yes.
Tennessee at Miami and Green Bay at the New York Football Giants.
Taking Miami.
Miami.
And then Green Bay.
Yep.
Yep.
Miami,
Green Bay. Facts.
Yeah, Miami, Green Bay.
Yep. Those are easy ones. All right. Okay. That has been your not so rapid fire week 14 predictions. All right. Look, we're getting dangerously close to 2 hours, and this is hashtag no 2 hours. So we are going to do the trivia. We are going to do trivia time.
Uh-oh.
All right. I'm gonna put the question out there. You guys put your answers in there, and I'm gonna try to download a picture here. You guys know Bronny is in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The question is, in Japan, what is their traditional, their main Japanese dish for Christmas? What is their main dish that they eat for Christmas? Okay. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Put it in the chat. I did not notice. I was not aware of this. I was stunned to find out the answer.
Yeah.
If you need to look it up, look it up. The first three people that get it right, you get points. You get points. All right.
I learned this because of one of my episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had one on something on the subject. I'm gonna let this. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after, because as soon as I say it, it's like, duh.
All right. Now, while people are putting it in the chat, hold on, man. I want to talk about Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson, this report came out earlier this week, said the Jets want to make a switch at QB. The team is leaning towards Zach Wilson to take over, but he is reluctant to stepping back in. Basically said, look, he just doesn't want to go back because you keep benching them, bringing them back, benching them, bringing them back. He wasn't feeling it. But they announced today that he will be starting this week. What do you guys think about that situation over there? About a QB that just says, no, I don't want to go back in.
Can you blame him? Can you blame him for taking? Can you blame Zach for taking the stance that he's taken? You bench me, you bring me back, you bench me. Like, that's an emotional roller coaster, right?
What's wild about his benching, his most recent benching, is that I kind of felt like it wasn't warranted. Like, I don't feel like he was playing that poorly. Like, I don't like Zach Wilson, but I didn't feel like this most recent benching was that warranted. It just felt like, we're doing something different, and now we're gonna like if that's what you felt, you need to step into that wholeheartedly and never come back, never look back towards that.
Now, okay, there's some answers. There's some answers in the chat. You have to be more specific.
Yo, my wife is not feeling well right now. I might have to gracefully bow out.
Hey, Country Boi, thank you so much. Real quick, tell people where they can find you. I'm also gonna put your stuff in the in the description.
Okay, no worries. You can find me at onemikehistory.com. That's where I keep all of my socials and everything. You check out all my videos. I'm also on YouTube, on Twitter. Hit me. I love talking to people. I love talking about Black history, but I love talking about everything. So if you want to talk about, what Japanese like people eating for Christmas, I'm down for that too.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. We're gonna do this again soon.
Thank you. I love it.
All right.
Take care.
Oh, sorry, Yolanda. Okay, all right. We got one answer. Come on, we got a couple minutes here.
All right.
Put what type? Okay, I see two. We need one more. All right, get that answer in there.
Yeah, but listen, that Zach Wilson stuff. To me, I want to believe it, but then I don't want to believe it, because to me that says you quitting on your team. Regardless if you feel like I don't want to go back and get injured, or you torn my emotions, you're telling other organizations, because you're not going to be with the Jets next year, that, hey, I'm not a team player, and when you try to put me back in the game, I refuse. I'm Scottie Pippen in this. Like, no, I can't do it. So I would hate to believe that this is true.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Look, you guys are you're putting the dish. You gotta be specific. Be specific. What kind?
Just look at the chat. It tells you.
I'm gonna give you guys another.
I think
minute.
we got three. I think we got three.
We got three.
I think. We got three.
Well, one person answered twice.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
He did
Okay.
that.
Okay. Now we got three.
Jeez.
Now we got three. All right. Hold on. Let me write it down. Black Ice, D Weezy, and Osmond got it right.
No.
TD.
Oh,
TD. Oh, T-Dog. Oh,
right, T-Dog.
Osmond, you typed too slow. You typed too slow. Sorry.
Just missed it by that much.
T-Dog, you got it. The answer is KFC, bucket of chicken.
Kentucky Fried Clones.
That is the main holiday dish in Japan.
Wow.
B's over there now. He found that out. Apparently, in the 70s, sometime they put out this commercial of a Japanese family eating a bucket of KFC for Christmas, and it was a huge hit. So everybody wanted to get it, and up till now, you have to put your orders in for KFC chicken starting now if you want to get yours for the holidays. Crazy.
That's something.
Yeah. All right. So there are the points. Yes, we'll wrap up with some Zach Wilson talking, and we'll get over to the Overtime Show. If you want to be a part of the Overtime Show, you go over to patreon.com/LBHT Show. This is going to be a Marvel day. We're going to talk some Marvel, okay? Yeah. You know, look, Jonathan Majors is supposed to be the main bad guy. He's Kang the Conqueror, but you know he's got some legal things that he's dealing with. In real life. And listen, maybe they'll keep him, maybe they won't. They kind of floated out there that maybe they want to switch gears and do a Dr. Doom type of thing. We're gonna discuss all of that, okay? Maybe Suge will show up because Suge loves showing up when we discuss Marvel and MCU stuff. So we'll discuss that, and we'll discuss some other things too. Some other stories that we didn't get to.
Look
right?
who showed up.
Marvel talk, you say?
Yeah.
Hi, Shug.
What's up, Suge? All right. Okay. Yeah, Zach Wilson. Listen, man. Look, black quarterbacks don't get this type of privilege. They cannot get that type of privilege to say, yeah, I don't know if I want to start this week. Right? I don't care how many times they've benched you. If they give you a chance, you better get back out there and play better. Okay? Like they didn't. It's not like you have nothing to work with. They've given you a whole lot, and all you have to do is not mess it up. Right? So the nerve of that kid.
Privilege.
Yeah, but with all that being said, he's still starting. All right, Hendo, let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Rogue Pod, where I do a live stream every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Also, I drop videos throughout the week. You can find me Tuesdays at 9 p.m. with my man, Mr. Galloway, on Electric Relaxation with Mr. Galloway, talking all things hip hop. Also, we interview people. We interview the homies. Yesterday, we had Chris Just Joking on. You can also find me Monday nights, 9 p.m. on Sip the Tally with Coach Evans, Jose, Brodney, OTR Mike, and Chris Just Joking doing the Ravens Roundup. That's all I'm going to pick up right now.
All right. And Yolanda, the people can find you
in the chat.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to Country Boi. Make sure you click that link. I put it in the chat. It'll be in the description after the show. One Mic History. That is the name. If you type in One Mic History in your YouTube search, it will pop right up. Help get this man to 100,000 subscribers. It's dope content. If you love our Black History Facts, you're going to love his as well. Okay. So go hit that subscribe button. We'll have him on the show again when B gets back, because he's a Panthers fan. All right. But that is it for the show. Am I ready?
Are you ready, Jose?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Peace.